Hello. In today's lesson, we're going to talk about enter the Nexus early game timings. In Cradle of Death, there are going to be regular attack waves and drop pod waves. When there's heroes from the storm, they will come with every attack wave and drop wave, pretty much. So this is based on the heroes from the storm counter, which I'll show you in the next slide. But basically, the point of this lesson is to tell you when you should clear the first objective so that you can get Nova and Karax to come together. Or, if you want, you can get them to come separately. I'm only going to talk about the early game because starting from around the third set, the third area, you're going to fight Artanis and Kerrigan around 15 minutes or 14 something minutes from the first wave of the first drop wave of the third set. After that, it's kind of hard to control the timings that you finish the objectives, so I'm not going to get there. But just so you know, around 18 minutes, there's going to be one hero, and then at 21 minutes, there are 2 to 3, and at 25 minutes, there will be many. I'm not exactly sure. And 29, 33, you probably won't get to this point. I don't think 33 is even a thing. For the drop pod waves after the second bomb, there's probably going to be one hero with each one. And then for the last area, you're going to see 2 to 3 heroes per drop wave. Sometimes they will coincide with the regular attack waves, 21 or 25 minutes, so beware. So I'm going to show you red means attack waves and blue means drop waves. Early game timings are important because you don't want to be caught off guard versus Nova and Karax. You can fight both of them and use one top bar, such as like Solar Bombardment or something, or you can fight them separately and hope to lose fewer units. Heroes spawn from drops about 15 seconds after the drop wave announcement. If the spawn timing is after a cutoff, one of these cutoffs, they will spawn. For example, if Stone makes an announcement at 6:20, 15 seconds later, it will be around 6:35, which is past the time that Karax should spawn, so Karax will spawn. When you are fighting the second set, you should put your truck on the side you wish to defend. Sometimes you want to put your truck on the third side, even though you're going to the second side. So maybe the second set, you're going to the right, but you should put your truck on the left so that you can use your cooldowns or whatever, focus your defenses on the left side, where the third attack wave will also come from. So these first timings are mainly for Artanis and Karax because they're the only ones who could clear this fast. If you clear the first area, which means the time the trucks are in place, if you clear it before 1:10, then Nova and Karax will come together. If you clear a little later, they will come separately. So this is the key point. Artanis generally wants them to come together so that he can drop Unbound Fanatics on them. Whereas Karax might want to fight them separately because if you're using P2, Shadow Cannon, you don't have enough to kill both of them at the same time. So you probably want to use one here, and then when the cooldowns are ready again, you can use it again a few minutes later. For this second chart, this is what I learned from using Manx, but if you're playing in duels, these three commanders also have a lot of firepower, so working together, you might be able to clear the first area at around these times. The difference is that here, if you clear before 2:40, Karax and Nova will come separately. And you can see here that if the announcement is made at 7:45, Nova and Karax, Nova will also spawn because it passes the 8-minute cutoff. If you want them to be separate, clear before 2:40. And for 2:50, there's not much of a big difference except right here. You can see that here Tychus and Dahaka come from a drop wave, but here they come from the attack wave. So make sure you know where your trucks are. For these kind of commanders who have like some kind of, like they have enough forces at around 3 minutes, you might be able to clear at these times, reasonably this one. So you can see here, if you clear before 3:10, they will come together. But after 3:10, all of these, you can see that they will come separately. The only difference between these two is that Nova will come from the attack wave and not the drop wave. So yeah, it just depends where your truck is placed. For most commanders, you'll get like a hero or some kind of call down at 4 minutes to clear areas. So this is probably what you're going to be up against. And you can see here, if you clear before 4:20, after the 6-minute attack wave, these will all come separately. So the time between 9 minutes and this one, you probably have like 30 seconds, but you get to fight them separately. So you get to regroup your forces. Whereas if you wait a little bit later, they will come together here. If you want them to come separately, you want to finish before 440. 440 is the cutoff. And then here later on, if you spend a lot of time clearing the first area, then you can see here, if you clear by 550, Nova and Karax will come with the drop wave, and then here they will come with the attack wave. Not much of a difference if your trucks are on the same side. And then here for the last part, 620 is probably the worst time to clear, because if you clear at 620, Zagara will spawn with the first drop. This here is a very short time. Within like 30 seconds of each other, you have to fight 3 heroes, which is pretty rough. If you get to 620 and you're already done, you should probably wait till 7 minutes so that Zagara spawns a little later and then Zeratul spawns a little later as well. However, if you wait a little too long, Artanis will actually spawn. 720 is actually 10 seconds before you lose, so you actually don't want to wait that long. So in summary, if you want to fight Karax and Nova separately, you want to clear from this time. So this is the golden time. If you're trying to solo this with Karax or Artanis, you want to clear after 120 or before 245 with Manx. And do not clear during these times. If you clear after 450, they'll always come together, so there's no point in waiting. Also, I guess conversely, if you want them to come together, clear during this time or after 450. Do not clear from this time because they will be separate. So why is there nothing between like 15 here or like 45? Well, it's because like the timings are not exactly precise. So there's a chance that you might hit one of the cutoffs. So to be safe, I just kind of left this time blank. So yeah, the most dangerous time is 620. This is when Karax and Nova will attack, and then 30 seconds later, Zagara will come. Do not wait too late to clear because Artanis will come earlier. If you want to fight Nova and Karax separately, clear from 320 to 440. This is ideal for most commanders. If you clear from 420 to 440, this is the best time because then they will come one at a time after Tychus and Dahaka. If you want them to come together, then intentionally wait until after 450. I'm going to show you a chart that I made specifically for this to help you visualize these timings. We'll go through each one again so you can visualize it. If you want a copy of this, I'll be posting it in my Discord. So for the first section, this is for the Manx timings. You can see that if you clear at 110, Raynor and the first drop will come at around the same time. So you can actually use like the same top bar or like a solar lance or something on them. Then Tychus Dahaka will come together, or they will come together, and then the drop wave, there will be no heroes, but just regular enemies. And then here you can see Nova, Karax, they will be together, and then here they're all the same because there are only 2 drop waves for the first area. So you can see here now, if you're 10 seconds late, then Karax will spawn 20 seconds after the attack wave instead of together over here. And then Nova, so this is the second attack wave. This is the second drop. So after this one, there are no more drops. And then Nova will spawn at 9 minutes. So I wrote here again the clear timings in case you can't see. The second section, this is for if you clear before 4 minutes, there's 240, 250, 310, 320, 350. And you can see here, if you clear by 240, then Tychus and Dahaka will come in the form of a drop. Otherwise, they'll come at the 6-minute waves. And then if you clear just a bit later, Nova and Karax will come together. And then they will be together here as well. So after 310, they will come separately, 620, and then, so here this one, they will also come separately, except they come with the attack wave instead of the drop. This is probably best because then you get more time to prepare for Nova, who is probably the most dangerous early game hero. Here we have after 4 minutes. So you have 420, 450, and then 550. If you clear at 420, they will come separately. If you clear at 450, they will come, these two will come together. If you clear around 550, they will also come together. But here you can see that before I never really mentioned Zagara and Zeratul because you're already in the mid game, so you probably have enough stuff. And Zeratul, he's not that threatening, especially against air units because he can't hit them. But here at 550, they will come together. Whereas if you clear before 550, they will come separately. And then for 6 minute clears, 6 minute and later. So if you clear at the same time as the 6 minute wave, then this is what happens. Nova and Karax, they will always be together. So if you're after 450, they will always come together. But here 620, you can see that there's like no time. The announcement is at 9:20, so Zag will actually drop at around 9:30, which is her cutoff point. And then Zeratul comes 2 minutes later. And then here, this one, for a 7 minute clear, Zagara and Zeratul are separate, and then the drop wave will have no heroes. And if you wait too long, Artanis will actually spawn as well. And that's it for this lesson. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the lesson. Comment your thoughts on what you have learned, and class dismissed.